Yo, what up guys, Travic here, and very recently I did a build about a Sanctum farmer, and a lot of you guys have reached out to say, but hey, I thought Sanctum was nerfed. Can you show me where some of the profits are? Can you show me what you're doing? Well, let's talk about Sanctum and start from the bottom and kind of go through it. Sanctum, first and foremost, is a mechanic that you will find at the beginning of Act 10. You'll get to Act 10 after going through the campaign for the first time. And when you get over to the Orioth docks, you will see Divinia. She'll just be chilling here with a quest. And when you do her quest line, she'll bring you right on over to the Sanctum. Now, if you've never done Sanctum before, Sanctum is this ARPG rogue-lite built into Path of Exile, where you kind of go through different floors, you build up your character with different buffs and debuffs, you find merchants, you find coins, and you pretty much play in a mini game inside of Sanctum. Now, my character that I built for Sanctum is specifically a Sanctum runner. It does Sanctum very, very, very well. It's got very low EHP. It dies to the wind, but it blows up everything and it freezes the whole screen. I mean, it could take a hit or two, but you'll see as we go through the Sanctum and what's going on. Now, I know a lot of you guys already know Sanctum, and I know a lot of you guys want to know about why Sanctum's so profitable and why it was nerfed and what's going on. So let's talk about that first, and then we'll deep dive into Sanctum. First and foremost, raw currency inside of Sanctum has been nerfed. Sanctum in itself, like the amount of raw divines that you get is less. There's no denying that. That is an absolute positive fact. But the upside of that, because a lot of people think Sanctum is really bad, Sanctum has become more profitable in other ways. Now, I've been doing this on and off stream for the last couple of days, and I've made a lot of currency playing Sanctum, enough to really kind of invest into a mirror tier KB character, because I've been farming Sanctum really well. Now, what does that mean? What am I farming and what's going on? Well, first and foremost, you're going to notice a couple of items in my inventory. You're going to notice a Sanctum book, and you're going to notice that there are some Sanctum relics. This is because a lot of the currency inside of Sanctum is coming from different things that you normally wouldn't consider something to be crazy valuable. First and foremost, these cobalt jewels have the opportunity to provide us with some sort of crazy items that we wouldn't really expect to be extremely valuable. Now, these cobalt jewels, they're called Balance of Terrors, and if we bring out over the trade site and we pull up the trade site and we search for Balance of Terror, you're going to notice that when you search for them, some of them are worth pretty much nothing, but some of them are going to be worth a whole lot of currency. Now, I know what you're saying. There's no way that these things are 300, 400, 500 divines. There's no shot. There's no way. Well, let's just take this random 300 divine one and let's kind of take a look at the different mods that are on it. Action speed cannot be modified below base value, and let's just search and see what happens. This one text of line, or this one lined Balance of Terror by itself is 6870 divs. Let's check out the other line of text. Just kind of take a look. This also one line of text as random element as LE weakness is also 30 divines just by itself. So that just says that there are two options so far that are worth a whole lot of currency. Going back through this list, I know for a fact that these two together are 250, 300 divines. I've seen this before. These two mods themselves are extremely valuable. Let's just take out Immune to Curses by itself. One divine, kind of whatever. But when you pair it with the Wither mod, you're looking at 50 divines just for Wither. And those two together make you completely curse immune and give you Wither effect. And a lot of these different Balance of Terrors become extremely valuable. Now, Balance of Terror itself is a relic that drops inside of the Sanctum at the end of the run. It is a unique sensor relic. And while it is a valuable item, it is price fixed heavily a lot. I know for a fact because I've been buying these nonstop for the last couple of days. This one at 8 divs, this one at 9 divs, this one at 9 divs, this one, they're all price fixed. These are about 10 divs. If you live search these, you can buy them between 8 and 10, sometimes 7, sometimes 6, depending on what's going on with a live search. I buy all of mine by live searching, and I get a lot of them by running Sanctum because it's a fairly common drop inside of the Sanctum. Now, while this is a fairly common drop, you're going to say to me, well, what's the play? Do we ID these jewels? Do we not ID these jewels? So when you complete the Sanctum, you're going to drop a unID'd unique cobalt jewel. This jewel, if I search in real time today, is only 15 divines unID'd. Last night when I was farming these, in the past couple of days, they were 17, 20, 22, 18, 16, all depending on the time of day, who's farming Sanctum, how many people are actively farming Sanctum. So to give you an idea, if I were to buy these at 10 divs and I were to do the run, and the run takes me about 10 to 12 minutes, you make 5 divs. So you're looking at roughly like 5, 10, 15, 20 divs an hour, not including all of the extra stuff that Sanctum has to drop. And I know a lot of people are saying, hey man, 20 divs an hour is not too great. You know, what makes this so great? Well, I had mentioned earlier, or a couple seconds ago, that the market for these items changed drastically. The other day when I was buying these relics, I was buying them on stream for 6 divs, 5 divs each, and I was selling these un-ID'd for 25 divs each. And you could do the math there. I was making over 10 divs a run. Now, if you keep an eye on Sanctum and you stockpile them and you sell them in bulk, you can obviously get a little bit more. And if you farm your own, drop your own blood of this innocence, you can actually make a good, decent chunk of change, you know, by running your own. Now, a lot of these I have bought and a lot of these I have self-farmed. And like I said, they show up very regularly. And I know somebody's like, oh my God, I could just go do anything else and make currency. You can. The other day, though, we were making 75 div an hour running Sanctum. And like I said, you still also have the opportunity for some other really cool jackpocket items. First and foremost, the Sandstorm Visage. This helmet, if I were to price check this in real time right now in front of you, is about 8.9 divines. This can also come out of Sanctum and is fairly common. There are other relics that come outside of Sanctum. This one allows you to duplicate rewards and you can duplicate divines. This one also allows you to duplicate rewards and you can duplicate divines. This one is the Power of Promise, and this one gives you the Eternal Damnation, which if we look up Eternal Damnation is also relatively expensive. Let's just pull this one up. These are about a div each. You can farm these very, very, very easily. The run is extremely simple. And then this one is going to give you Lycia's weapon. I don't remember the name of this weapon. Let's look it up in real time. So this is the second sacrament. This is about 1 div each, and the weapon is called the Winds of Fate. Let's just look this one up really quick. The Wind of Fate. And this is a tier 0 that dusts for a whole lot of currency. And you can see this is a 10 div weapon or 9 div weapon. And people will buy this and they'll use it and they'll do a bunch of like dumb, silly stuff with it. So you can buy this, you could sell it, you could run with it, you could use it. People are buying this and people are using it. So there are a lot of really good things inside of Sanctum that you as the player probably don't realize are very valuable, and you can make a whole lot of currency. Like I had mentioned, I've been doing this for the last couple of days and I was able to really get a lot of extra currency to build the KB character that you've probably seen me playing. Now, when you go into Sanctum, let's talk about a little bit more of the basics. The Sanctum interactive altar relic thingy here, you need to use a Forbidden Tome. These Forbidden Tomes, because of current standards and currently what's going on and nobody running Sanctum, they're about 1 chaos each, so the entire run to do Sanctum is relatively free. When you put this tome in and you start to run your Sanctum and unlock things, you're going to notice that you're going to unlock these little slots where you're going to put in these relics. There are a bunch of different relic strategies that you can do. The one that I'm going to talk about today is the increased quantity of relics drop. Currently, I have a bunch of 25% increased quantity of relics drop, giving me 100% increased quantity of relics. So when I kill the final boss of Sanctum, she drops 2 unique relics, giving me more opportunity to see more unique relics, giving me better opportunity for Balance of Terrors, for the original scripture, and so forth and so on. These relics in themselves are another thing that you as the player will be able to farm inside of Sanctum and sell. Now, you'll notice that I am not using these candlesticks. These candlesticks are pretty bad in terms of size and shape. And I am using these long papyrus relics. 20% increased quantity of relics is about a divine, 2 divines, pretty cheap. And you can get yourself a nice set. You can get 80%, 85%, 90% relatively cheap. We start to see very quickly that the long papyrus relics immediately jump up to 5 div because there's not a whole lot of them. And then as you get higher and higher into the percent quantity of relics dropped, you'll notice that they get more and more and more expensive. So this kind of gives you a nice incentive to locate and find different relics inside of the Sanctum to make a good bit of currency. We can see here, this one is 23%, it's 25 divines, 24% for 35, and then 25%ers are going as high as 60 divines each. When I bought my set of relics, I didn't pay anywhere near that price. If you want to look up what other different kinds of Sanctum relics, you can type squiggly point, exclamation, or tilde, Sanctum, and then you can see all the different Sanctum modifiers that you can find. Other really good options are the merchant offers additional choices. This one ends up being really good. These end up getting very expensive very quick as 2 additional options becomes multiple divines. And then if you manage to find the god tier role of merchant additional choices and merchant prices, these get very, very, very expensive very quick, as they really don't exist, because a whole lot of every time they do show up and exist, people buy them out immediately. Other really good options inside of the Sanctum that are really good to pick up is rooms are unknown, or is it rooms are unknown? No, it's revealed rooms. I think it's revealed rooms. Hold on. Sanctum. I'm gonna look it up. Sanctum, is it revealed? An additional room is revealed on the map. 2 additional rooms are revealed on the map. This one is also pretty pricey. You're talking about 5, 7, 8, 13 divs. These were a lot cheaper when more people were running Sanctum, but more relics were available. But you can see these also become very, very, very expensive very quick. Now, the Sanctum in itself, like I had mentioned, you want to get yourself a nice relic set. I personally prefer quantity of relics. Some people like seeing more additional rooms. Some people like having better merchant options to make life easier. And you kind of really need to go with what suits you and your playstyle the best. Now, for me, you'll notice I have 2 Papyrus relics and 2 Coffer relics. This allows me to put a Blood of the Innocents very easily here. And if I'm out of the Blood of the Innocents, I can get an additional room one and stick it in there very easily. But let's go to the Sanctum and talk about what is going on. Once we start our Sanctum run, we are going to be on floor 1. Floor 1 cannot spawn divines. It cannot spawn mirrors. It can't really spawn anything of value outside of chaos. So what I personally like to do on floor 1 is I like to get to the boss as fast as possible. The rooms that have the purple borders around them are the rooms with afflictions. Afflictions are the negative aspects. So you'll see if I run this room, I'll deal 40% less damage. If I run this room, I'll have no mini map. And if I run this room, monsters will impact my resolve 25 or more percent. Now, resolve is your life pool inside of the Sanctum. You're going to notice this on the bottom here. This is how much life that you have in the Sanctum. If you run out of resolve, your run is over, and your run can also end if you die. So make sure that you kill all the mobs very easily and very quickly. Now, you're going to notice when I go into this first room, it's going to tell me to complete the room. It's going to say Forbidden Sanctum, kill all the guards. I ran all around the room. I killed all the guards. Every time that you run Sanctum and every time you come into a room, you're going to notice that the guards in that specific room are always in the same spot. So if you run a lot of Sanctum, you're going to see where all of the guards are. Guards will also drop these glowing things. These glowing things are your coins. Your coins are what will allow you to make the best use of Sanctum. So you see these 2. These were chests. They dropped me a whole bunch of coins. Now, I personally, for floor 1 and floor 2, like to go and get coins as fast as possible. Normally, I would take this as this is a free mod for me because I have the entire Sanctum memorized. For the sake of this video, though, we're not going to take that so you can see what the mini map looks like and what each room looks like. These 2 guys are always here. That guy's always there. That guy's always there. That mob is always there. And these 2 guards up here are always here. And you're only going to notice very quickly a very running theme. Every time I go into a room, I'm going to just attack because I know where all the monsters are. Like I had mentioned, I like going for chests. We've done Chamber of Inscriptions twice. That's this room where you kill all the guards. So I'm purposely going to go to another room. We're going to do this Templar one so you can see a different room. But first, I'm going to take the coins. You'll notice what you have to do right up here, the Forbidden Sanctum, defeat all the guards and the rare monsters. And then we'll come on over here. We'll kill all of the guards and the monsters, and we'll be on our way. Inside of all of these rooms are Templar caches. You can run around. You can open these. You can get extra coins if you so choose to. I really don't grab the chest inside of the rooms unless I need to. I usually like to get coins at the end of the room. Now, we're going to go to this room here so we can see a different room, and then we'll talk about what's going on. Every floor of Sanctum has 4 different styles of rooms. There's kill the guards, there's survive the traps while killing the guards, there's find the exit, and then there's a mini boss so that you got to be careful of. These rooms, some of them have lasers. You notice the lasers. I just dodge all around the lasers and I kill the mobs as they spawn. And then you collect your chests and you're on your way. Now, coming over to the next room, you're going to notice a bunch of different symbols. There's this symbol here, which is the reward symbol. You'll notice the offers of items completed. They go alteration, chance orb, jeweler's orb. From left to right, that's how many of the orbs that you get. The alterations you'll get right now, I think it's like 1 or 2. In the middle is the end of the floor. You'll get at the end of the floor. And the jeweler is the end of the Sanctum Run. You'll get at the end of the Sanctum Run. And each of them have their respective values depending on if you want a reward now, a reward at the end of the room or the end of the floor, and a reward at the end of the Sanctum. This is Divinia. She's the merchant. She's what uses your coins and gives you great rewards. She will be your best friend inside of Sanctum. And this last one right here, this holy looking symbol, is a fountain that will give you a buff. Now, 50% increased merchant prices kind of sucks. No more coins is really, really, really bad. And losing coins at the end of the room is annoying, but not the worst. We're going to come down here because I want to show you a different room type. Now, this room is a trap room. You'll have to avoid the traps. A lot of these trap rooms actually have shortcuts. This would be a shortcut This shortcut right here leads me to the end and the exit, and a lot of these trap rooms have shortcuts so that you can, you know, get through them very quickly. That's one of the cool things about Sanctum. But if I don't take that shortcut, you're going to notice very quickly this room is on the bit of a longer side, and you just have to dodge the traps and go through the room without too much problems. At the end, you get this cool fountain like I had mentioned. It gives you a random boons. Boons are your buffs. It costs 150 coins. And now upon reaching 0 resolve, we revive one time and we get all of our life back, which is really sweet. Moving forward, you see we have more coins, which I really, really like coins. And then you have these rooms that are handshake rooms. These handshake reward rooms are pretty sweet. You're going to notice very quickly that we're going to be doing this trap room really quick, and that we'll talk about the trap, or we'll talk about the hands. First and foremost, this trap room has a skull. This skull will follow your movements. All you have to do is hang out in the middle and dodge the big flame wall. Very simple, very easy. Don't get set on fire. Kill the mobs as they spawn. Now, the handshake looks like this. It is an accursed pack. When you click this, it'll give you options of things that are going to happen, depending on how good you get at Sanctum and how quick you start being able to do it. Taking different afflictions and different things will not hurt you too much. Like this one. This one says lose 200 resolve. We have 345. Gain 100 inspiration. So we're just going to click this. Our resolve goes down to 145 out of 345. We gain 100% inspiration. And inspiration is energy shield. And then we can recover this resolve as we go through. We're going to take this to remove door tax. We're going to hope we don't get completely dead here, and then we just ignore resolve mitigation. Kind of sucks, but kind of whatever. We're going to take this so that we get a random boon, and we see what happens. Monsters have more max life. We don't care. And then when you only have to pick one of these accursed packs to see the rewards at the end here, you'll notice I can get chromatic orbs right now, chromatic orbs at the end of the floor, or scours at completing the Sanctum. So we'll take the scours because scours are relatively expensive. We'll go to abandoned library, and this is the last room type. This one's called find the exit. This room type is relatively simple and straightforward. You run all around, you dodge the bad guys, and all you're really doing is looking for the exit. So you don't really have to do anything. You just run all around, you pray to God you don't die, and you find the exit. And then when you get over to Divinia, she has some really cool options that you can take. So we're going to take this so monsters have 30% less maximum life to compensate for monsters having more max life and reduce it. We get on over to the boss, and these bosses are relatively straightforward and simple. Because we're playing a Sanctum build, our build just kills the boss immediately. We really don't get to see a whole lot of what he does, and that's kind of just how it is. When you kill the boss at the end, once again you get offered rewards again, and we're just going to take more scouring orbs because scouring orbs are pretty good. Once you finish a floor, it is going to port you outside of the Sanctum, and you have to interact with the Sanctum altar again. This Sanctum book can be taken out. People do sometimes randomly buy these, and you can sell these, but these are the books. If you wanted to stop your run and finish later, you can do that. You put this book or keep this book in, you hit confirm, and the Sanctum starts up immediately. Now, say you're in the middle of doing a Sanctum run and you're living your best life and you don't know what's going on, and then your mom's girlfriend's uncle, sisters, brothers, cousins, Jimmy's sister's nephew calls, and you gotta go. If you log out to your character screen right in the middle of your Sanctum run and you log right back in, you'll be back in town or wherever it is that you logged out. You'll go right back. Oh, that's King's March. That's not the Sanctum. I pressed the wrong hotkey. You'll go right back to the Forbidden Sanctum, and then you can start your run up right away, right where you were. Nothing's lost. Nothing happened. And you get to just go right back into the room that you're in, and you were able to pick up and resume your run right where you left off. Granted, the room does reset, and you have to do the whole room again. But, I mean, that's not the end of the world. There are worse things. But you can indeed log out while doing your Sanctum run. It will save your progress and nothing bad will happen, and you'll be able to just kind of pick up right where you left off. Now, I had mentioned these runs are relatively quick, and they're quick in the sense that once you know where you're going, what you're doing, and have your character really fleshed out to do these runs, you can do them very, very, very fast. You also really won't be yapping a million miles a minute. You won't be explaining everything. You won't be going over everything. And you can see that even as I go into that room right now, and I kind of just go right straight into it, and I blitz all around, the run in itself is very straightforward. This is another one of those complete the guards or kill all the guard rooms, and all of the guards are roughly in the same spot. I like brands a lot for Sanctum. Brands are really good. They bounce all around. They target all the enemies for you. I don't have to do anything. They freeze everything. And now we get another boon from the fountain. Our health is all completely full. We don't have a lot of gold to go over to the merchant, but we're going to take a look at a different room. Inside the Sanctum, every so often you are going to find these weird one-of rooms. They have mini bosses in them. These are the easiest, quickest rooms. You kill the mini boss, you get your coins, and you get out of here. Come talk to Lycia, see what she has, and you can see right away she has all kinds of different options that make your run easier. whether it gain more inspiration, see additional rooms, get more coins, move faster, or increase resolve. So we're actually going to take to get more coins because coins are really good. Go into the next room, and here you go. We are blasting another find the exit. We just run all around. Very straightforward, very simple. Dodge the guards, find the exit, leave the room, click the fountain, heal our life, and go forth and so on. The one thing I want to mention with fountains is you notice this purple fountain here. This purple fountain, if you were to click it, will give you a negative affliction. So make sure, oh, we can only see one of your rooms, that's fine. So make sure if you go to this room and you find the exit and you blast through here really quick, don't instinctively accidentally click the fountain, because you'll get a negative affliction and you really don't want to do more negatives than you really want to deal with. And then moving forward, just keep on trucking along, and you see within a couple of minutes, even while yapping, we've managed to finish floor 2, and we've just kind of blown straight through it. Now, floor 2 is going to be really cool. If you ever played Dark Souls before, you're going to notice this boss right away, and it's going to be somebody you've probably seen 100 times over before from playing all of your time in Dark Souls, and the boss works the exact same way. These two guys they share health pools and so forth and so on, and when you kill one, the other one gets really big and really angry and will one-shot you. Well, not probably one-shot you, he'll hurt a lot. So you have to kill one and then kill the other, and you just kill them relatively quick. Once you kill one, the other one heals, and you just blow them up really quick and you move on. At the end of each floor, you can convert 50% of your coins to gold if you choose to need gold to do gold-like things. And then we kind of do the same thing where we go now into floor 3. Excuse me. Floor 3 is where things start to get interesting. Floor 3 is where divines can start to show up. Originally, back in the day, Sanctum used to give you 2 divines at the end of floor 3, or you could get up to 2 divines, and that's been nerfed now to only floor 4. But in floor 3, you can still find rooms that give you a divine as a reward. And this is why people like using revealing additional rooms, because they love coming to floor 3 and they love being able to see a ton of rooms, and they love to be able to scout out where divines are. Unfortunately for us, we can't really have that opportunity because of what we're doing, and we're looking specifically for our rewards at the end of Sanctum. You're also going to notice each of the floors has their own types of trap mechanics, and they're completely different designs. And once you learn the rhythm of the design of the floor and the room, things will be really good. This floor, for example, has a trap that was here and a trap that was here, if you'd like to rewind and go watch. And these traps will form those laser beams, and you can actually just run in a big circle, and you'll learn your own little tips and tricks, and you just run in a big circle, and the laser beams will start here, and then they'll chase you all around, and then they'll refire here and refire here, and they'll chase you all the way around. And it just becomes little things that you can do inside of the Sanctum to make your runs a little bit easier, and a little bit easier, and a little bit easier. Now, moving forward, we're going to have the same type of room again. Infernum is the same thing. There's that laser beam that we just talked about. There's that laser beam. And if we take it a little bit slower, you can see that we can actually guide the laser all the way around the room, and it's going to start to fire again. It's building up, building up, building up, and it's firing. And then we can just have the laser follow us all around the room. These black puddles are where the bosses are spawning, or where the little mobs are spawning. And they spawn, you know, one on this side, then one on this side, then one on that side, and one on this side. So, you know, it just becomes a habit of like learning where they are, where they spawn, and what's going on. Sanctum in itself is very overwhelming for a lot of people at first, but it's something you get used to. Like I saw this room, Sanctum Cathedral. This is a mini boss. I get to just come in here, throw my brand down. My brand immediately kills it. I gain a relic to look at and loot. We identify this. We see we get an additional room. We can sell that for a little bit of currency, and we'll sell that. We'll move this to the side. And then we come on over here. We talk to Divinia. She has very few things for us to buy. We check these to see if there's anything good here, and we move on. Something to note, I can purchase additional relics from Divinia, and I can 5-to-1 the same relic types to get a different relic, or a relic of the same type with different mods on it. So you can actually use that, because you're going to find a lot of shitter relics while doing this. And you know, if you have the patience to do it, 5-to-1ing all the similar types of relics will give you other looks at more relics, and you'll be able to find pretty good ones relatively easily. You'd be surprised at how often you 5-to-1 relics and you accidentally just kind of get something really good accidentally, and you're like, oh my god, I never thought that was going to happen. Now you see here we have another find the escape. Once you learn these layouts and where to go, you really don't need to use your mini map. You can see that I checked the room straight across. It wasn't there. I come on over here. There's my exit. I should have looked there first. And then we just, you know, do the same thing. We lose a little bit of resolve because we don't care. We gain a new big boon, and we move on. Now, there are two types of boons. There are major boons, which are giving you awesome, wonderful rewards, like resolve completion and resurrection. And there are minor boons that give you more damage, or, you know, more damage, less mob life, more, you know, inspiration, so forth and so on. And the same thing with afflictions. There are small afflictions that you can get, and then there are major afflictions. You really want to try to do your best to avoid major afflictions. They're really scary. They're run-unders. Okay, then we come over here, we find the exit, we go into the exit. Usually floor 3, the boss on floor 3 is a run-under for a lot of people. She will come out, she will shoot the whole room, she will blow everything up, she will have lasers, and she's a huge pain in the ass. But for us, because of what we're playing, we're just gonna kill her really quick. We're gonna run in circles around here. We're not gonna get hit by her lasers. We're gonna wait for them to end. We're gonna grab our coins and move on. Once we complete the floor here, we're gonna take a look, see if there's any divines, and unfortunately, there are no divines. Coming into the final floor of Sanctum, we're gonna take a look. This floor, you can get big amounts of divines. You can get multiple divines to drop, and this floor has the opportunity for mirrors, and that's another one of the reasons why people like to have additional rooms. Now, this room sucks. I took this room on purpose. This room actually is a fireball room where you have to dodge the fireballs, and this room is a real big run under for a lot of people. Very upsetting, very annoying. Your minions can indeed tank the fireballs, so if you have minions, totems, summon skeletons, you could put them in front of all the fireballs. Like I had mentioned though, with rooms like this that are finding the exit, there is usually a shortcut somewhere. So if we look really quickly, we can see right there is a shortcut. And we can take this shortcut and skip the whole trap mechanic and go straight to the exit. You can see right there, there's the trap mechanic, but there's the exit, and we can take the exit, come on over to Divinia, buy ourselves a bunch of cool stuff, and then kind of go to the next room. Take a look around, see what's going on. Don't really see anything too good. No rewards that I really want. We'll kind of come over here, we'll click this, and then we'll look at another type of escape room with a trap. This is another finding exit, and you'll notice right here, like I had mentioned time and time again, it has a little shortcut that you can take, and the same thing will be over here. There'll be another shortcut that you could take over there and safely go around, but that shortcut's kind of weird because the shortcut's right there, but the exit's right here, so I don't know why. I guess if the traps are faster, you would just take that, but you just kind of like blitz through that. It's really quick and simple. Let's see, what is next? We're gonna go to Desecrated Crypts. This is kill all the guys while dealing with a trap. This room is big bad. This room has meteors that are falling out of the sky, and these meteors, you can't really see them sometimes because they suck to see, but they're those little dots right there that are on the floor, and you can see them. They're right there. They fall out of the sky. They hit you. You take a whole lot of damage. And we were pretty close to a no-hit run until the end there because I was trying to show you guys what the meteors look like, but build's actually pretty good for a no-hit run. And then we'll kind of come over to the next room. We'll go to Entombment, and we'll see what's going on in here. This one's really straightforward. This is the escape room again with the giga traps that you just kind of like, you know, you just bob and weave, bro. Bob and weave. This room is a huge run under for a lot of people, myself included. I know I just kind of maybe possibly make it look a little easy, but I've done this room a lot. Sometimes I really fail it. Sometimes I don't fail it. So, you know, you just bob and weave, bro. Just bob and weave. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. This affliction, you're not always taking the room you select, sucks. Sucks a lot. But there's divines there, so we have to take it. So we're going to end up 50-50ing our divine. Here we go again. There's all the meteors falling out of the sky. We're just going to do our best to move around the room. And this is another reason why I like brands or like a tornado shot style build, because I can just move the heck out of the way and let my minions and my brands do all the work for me. Totems are really good too. Shockwave totems was a big Sanctum clear. Please. Oh, we hit divines, baby. But we got this shit laser trap room again. And then here we go. We just dodge the lasers, dodge the explosions because we got a bad affliction. Hope we don't get laser beamed out of existence. Clear the room. Get our divine. Go to the end. And then we're gonna find Lycia. I tried to take the handshake room because divines can be hidden behind a handshake, and mirrors can be hidden behind a handshake. But because we can't select our room, we lost the 50-50. Unlucky. Okay, clear the room. Let's talk about Lycia. Lycia is a big pain in the ass, especially if you don't know what's going on. Lycia has 3 phases. Phase 1 is this room here. This red smoke will kill you. My strat for Lycia is to start here, drop my brands. As soon as she does anything, port to the side, let your stuff kill her. She will go into a damage loop. Don't touch the red smoke. Eventually, it'll dissipate. If you can't kill Lycia immediately, you cast your brands. She starts to attack. You dodge. She'll start to attack this way. You dodge. She'll start to attack this way. And the smoke will move with you and Lycia. So you really just have damage, bro. Just have damage. Come into this room. You have to dodge the traps. You can indeed flame blink up here and kind of come across. Or you can come this way, the long way, and just run right past it. Same tactic here. Lycia is going to start. We're going to move into this corner. As soon as she starts moving, move out of the way. Just aim her in one direction. When she starts her dialogue and stops her dialogue, she will aim at your direction and try to kill you. So you can, like, as soon as she becomes targetable, you just move out of the way. Coming into the Beyond, this is big boy Lycia. If you've ever done a tier 17 map, this is the exact same fight minus the dude that summons in the middle. I like to kill Lycia relatively quickly before she does all of her phases, but I'll try to see if I can show you some of her phases without accidentally killing her. So she does. Okay, here it comes. I need to like actually like try to not die here accidentally to show you guys, but she does do this phase here, and we died. I purposely threw my run. Usually you can kill her before she does that, but we threw the run. I wanted to show you guys what the phases look like instead of insta killing her, but you can usually dodge those and bob and weave. You dodge those, you bob and weave, and then well, as soon as you kill her, you leave the Sanctum and you go get your rewards, and it's pretty straightforward and pretty simple. But for the sake of the video, I wanted to show you guys the mechanics. Just kill her before she does the mechanic. That's usually what happens. Usually just kill her before she does the mechanic. But I mean, what's like throwing 16 divines for a video? I mean, whatever, we do another run, it's fine. But friends, I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have questions about Sanctum, feel free to leave a like, comment, do all the fun judges down below. And then I'll, I guess I gotta go do another Sanctum Run now to make back what I just lost. But I'll see you all in the next one.